Chapter 4. Ricardo has Maya invading Keenan's airship. Eve said, Twinkle, where have you been? You know Shaman is stressed out ever since you took his Rigetti jet. Twinkle said, I'm sorry, Eve. I didn't mean any harm by it. I just thought I wasn't good enough. Gorge said, enough talking. We have soldiers to beat. Sasquatch said, if you talk about these... Argo said, pretty pink panties? Yes, we know. Sasquatch said, no. The pretty pink princess panties. There's a slight difference. Argo said, oh, so you're enjoying them, you perv. Eve said, and please, for the love of the Rigetti warriors, please, Twinkle, leave the helmet off. Keenan said, enough with the foolishness. Take them out. So that is when Eve, Rico, Gorge, Sasquatch, Argo, and Twinkle with his helmet off for once fought off soldiers and with Twinkle's beautiful, luscious afro. Anyways, lost my train of thought. Okay, so Keenan sees Twinkle and starts attacking him. Twinkle said, is it because I rock an amazing looking afro, or you have a reason to do something with me? Am I right? Argo said, your ego is showing. Keenan said, you think this is a game, Rigetti? Wilfred will have you captured and sent all the way to Ricardo's airship in cuffs. You said, what in the world? Gorge said, what did you do, Twinkle? Rico said, there must be an explanation why they want him. But why? Argo said, so Ricardo can interrogate him. Gorge said, well, they can keep him. Argo said, dude, into finding out where Wretched is? You said, not over our dead bodies. Gorge said, I didn't agree to that. You said, are you saying that we would agree to that at all? Because I'm far from that. Keenan said, you're not getting far at all. Argo said, hey, am I chopped liver? Twinkle said, Keenan, you're all talk. Just do something if you think you can keep up with me. Argo said, ego emerging. Rico said, Twinkle, stop talking and take him out. Argo said, with what? His looks? Twinkle said, I would if he wasn't on my level. Gorge said, then your brother would love the fact you're wearing the armor of our enemy. Argo said, thanks for lowering my self-esteem. Sasquatch said, you would bring this up when fighting soldiers? Then we have a problem bigger than Twinkle, and that's you. Gorge said, Twinkle needs to learn some discipline. Argo said, I agree 100%. He needs it. Rico said, you really need to give him a break for once in his life. Twinkle said, I understand, Rico. Thanks for trying. Rico said, what is wrong with you, Gorge? He might not be much, but he's all we have. Sasquatch said, what about me? Am I chopped liver? Argo said, I just said that. Rico said, sorry, Sasquatch. You're part of us, too. Gorge said, makes one of us. You said, this isn't time for jokes. Argo said, not even about how Sasquatch shouldn't have a big, massive ego? Rico said, Eva's right. Let's keep them at bay. That's when Keenan got a transmission from Ricardo. Argo said, are you gonna get that? Keenan said, yeah, Master Ricardo. What is it? Ricardo said, do you have the Rigetti yet? Sasquatch said, is that who I think it is? Twinkle said, you can kiss the far side of my... Eve said, Twinkle. Argo said, dude, knock it off. Ricardo said, what did she say? Wait, the Rigetti warriors are away from the Rigetti temple? This is perfect. Argo said, not if you count the fact Shaman is there. Ricardo said, what is Mooku's brother doing there? Maya said, unless Twinkle gives him back his Rigetti jet, he is going to complain until the cows come home. He said, shut that girl up. Maya said, is that Eve? You can tell her to kiss the far side of my... Ricardo said, Maya, chill. Maya said, but she's asking for it. Please let me go down there and rough her up. Ricardo said, do me a favor, Keenan. Capture the Rigetti, and I'll reward you instead of Wilfred. Keenan said, okay, boss. That I'll do for you. That's when the call ended. But then Wilfred appeared. Wilfred said, you think you're going to get the Rigetti? Who is this foxy young lady? Argo said, I'll show you how foxy I am when I get done with you. So, you're Wilfred. I'm not that surprised that Ricardo hired a bunch of failures. Hagar said, we will show you a failure. Wilfred said, enough. Anyways, I'm going to get the Rigetti, and that's final. Argo said, what's final? The sales final? Keenan said, look at Sir Dingleberry. Sasquatch said, you're both as sad as Ricardo. Twinkle said, more like a strange little man. Wilfred said, ready, man? Hagar said, ready if you are, boss. Keenan said, you should be afraid of what's going to happen to you. Emmanuel said, we're not afraid of your soldiers. Bring them on. Wilfred said, after it's all over, we can make Circus Boy here juggle with these pretty pink princess panties on, while Circus Girl does some gymnastic moves. Eve said, what? Sasquatch said, I'll explain to you later after the battle, okay? Hagar said, explain why that Rajetti girl dared you to. What's your name? I don't know. And Nicole? That's when Eve looked at Sasquatch with that weird look on her face. Twinkle said, you're a complete douchebag for saying that in front of a lady like Eve. Argo said, what about me? I'm a lady too. I'm awesome. He said, where did this girl come from? Twinkle said, I was on Ricardo's airship dealing with Ricardo and Maya when she showed up. Eve said, what? Twinkle said, she isn't that bad. Rico said, please, Twinkle, you're in enough trouble as it is. So Wilfred, Hagar, and Manuel start on the attack, but then Keenan decides to have his soldiers retreat. Keenan said, you can have him. You haven't seen the last of me. Hagar said, we'll see about that. Keenan said, soldiers, retreat, now. Emmanuel said, let's get the Rajetti. Argo said, Twinkle, look out. So Emmanuel and Hagar got off their horses and fought Twinkle, but Twinkle got the upper hand and threw Emmanuel near his horse, and it nearly spooked it. Hagar said, you're not going to get far from me. Twinkle said, you want to bet? Hagar said, no thanks, I don't like to gamble. Sasquatch said, knock it off and take him out. So Hagar ran towards Twinkle, and Hagar got tripped by Twinkle. Hagar said, I think you shouldn't do that. Twinkle said, do what? So Hagar ran towards Twinkle, and Hagar got tripped by Twinkle again. Argo said, oh my. Emmanuel said, you blockhead, he's messing with you. Hagar said, you're coming with us, even if all three of us capture you at the same time. Argo said, you couldn't even catch a squirrel if you wanted to. That's when Wilfred and Hagar and Manuel threw the net, but Twinkle fired up his jetpack and flew away, knocking the net on top of Wilfred and his gang. Twinkle said, they're so gullible. Argo said, this is not a game. No serious, fool. That's when Wilfred got pissed off. Wilfred said, enough! Then Wilfred took his dagger and cut through the net. Hagar said, oh, come on! My father gave me this net. He's gonna kill me. Sasquatch said, I wouldn't gift wrap it if you tried. Twinkle said, this is where I head out. Gorge, take the Rajetti jet back to the Shaman and tell him I'm sorry. And like that, Twinkle fired up his jetpack and flew away. Rico said, wait, Twinkle, come back! Hagar said, what in the world? Wilfred said, well, don't just stand there. Get on your horses and chase after him. You're lucky, Rajettis. Let's head out and collect our bounty. Argo said, what in the heck, Twinkle? Gorge said, let him go. He's the bounty hunter's problem now. Argo said, what if they find not only Ratchet, but Sydney as well? That's when Eve looked at Argo and approached her. Eve looked at Argo and couldn't believe it. Eve said, Argo? Is that you? Argo said, yeah, it's me. That's when Eve was so full of joy to know that one of the Rajetti cadets was okay. Eve said, I can't believe it. But why are you in that soldier's armor? Argo said, it's a long story, trust me. Rico said, holy cow, Twinkle looked just like one of them. Sasquatch said, yes, Rico, he would work for a trader who has Izzy captured on his airship. Argo said, really, dude? Excellent work, X-Lax. Sasquatch said, oops. Eve said, what did you say in those pretty pink princess panties? Sasquatch said, Twinkle told me he tried to save Izzy on Ricardo's airship, but then Maya and Ricardo started to battle him. Rico said, Izzy is where? Gorge said, hey, Rico, calm down, buddy. That's when Gorge took his hands and wrapped them around Sasquatch's neck. Argo said, stop it! Rico said, you just told me to calm down and now you're doing it? Gorge said, how could you let Twinkle leave? Eve said, Argo, did he know about this the whole time? Sasquatch said, if Gorge let go of my neck, I'll figure out in that town where he's hiding at. Argo said, yes, Eve, he knew. Gorge said, okay, spill the beans. Sasquatch said, I wish I had some beans to spill. Rico said, haha, very funny, Sasquatch. Eve said, stop messing around, you guys. This is serious. Argo said, Twinkle is in trouble. If Ricardo gets him, it could be a problem for Ratchet in the long haul. Gorge said, Sasquatch, this is not a game. No, seriously, it's not a game. So go play. Go read a book. I don't know. Go find Twinkle. so he can get you up to Ricardo's airship where Izzy is being held so you and him can save her and live happily ever after? Argo said, but where could he have gone? Sasquatch said, oh, so you think I'm in a bromance with Twinkle? Clever. Rico said, this isn't a joke. Eve said, Sasquatch, did Twinkle say what they were going to do with Izzy? Sasquatch said, I have no clue. Gorge said, whatever they have in mind for Izzy, it isn't good. That's when Gorge saw that the sun is setting. Sasquatch said, we can camp out in our Rigetti jets. Rico said, wait, what? Sasquatch said, I got this. Gorge said, no, we're going to sleep outside and make a bonfire to keep us warm during the night. Eve said, okay, and while we're at it, I'll get sand in my robe. Rico said, I think Gorge should consider Sasquatch's idea and take it in consideration. Sasquatch said, what's wrong? Are you afraid of the dark? That's when Eve smacked Sasquatch upside his head. Sasquatch said, what was that for? Argo said, possibly because he said Rico is afraid of the dark. Rico said, me? Afraid of the dark? Gorge said, Rico, Sasquatch is so intimidating that he would hurt the nearest creep with ease. Argo said, maybe he can hunt us some food. Oh wait, that's the savannah. Never mind. Rico said, why do you make it seem like he's gonna play along with your idea? Sasquatch said, you're right, Gorge. Where do I use the nearest litter box? Argo said, good kitty, kitty, kitty. Nice kitty, kitty, kitty. Rico said, don't get too comfortable with those pretty pink princess panties on. Eve said, Rico, knock it off. Sasquatch said, I'm not wearing them. Rico said, are you sure about that? I see Rigetti. I see this planet. Oh my gosh, they sure look pink. Eve said, Rico. Sasquatch said, haha, very funny. Argo said, I'm going to get some shut-eye in the Rigetti jet. Rico said, just remember, it's the last night you get to spend inside that Rigetti jet before Shaman gets it back. Argo said, thanks for telling me, Grandpa. Rico said, excuse me, young lady? Argo said, I was being sarcastic. Listen, good night, Eve, Rico, and Gorge. Rico said, what about Sasquatch? Argo said, oh, my bad. Good night, Sasquatch. Thanks for everything, cousin. Rico said, cousin? Sasquatch said, nothing happened, except with Twinkle. Rico said, oh, good night, Sasquatch. Back at Ricardo's airship, he gets a transmission from Keenan and he wonders what he wants. Ricardo said, hi, Keenan. Do you have Twinkle yet? Or why did you call me? Keenan said, no, because your bounty hunter is obsessed with capturing him. Ricardo said, I knew I shouldn't have hired him, and I shouldn't have trusted you with the simple task of capturing the Rigetti twin at all. Hold on, I got a transmission from Maya and Muku. Keenan said, okay, I'll talk to you after. So Ricardo put Keenan on hold. Keenan said, I wonder why he got a transmission from them. That's a little odd. Ricardo said, are you almost on his airship? Maya said, yes, we're almost to Keenan's airship to give him a surprise. Muku said, I think he was trying to talk to me, but you always do this. Ricardo said, silence! Maya, what could the surprise be? Maya said, I got enough C4 to blow the whole airship sky high. Oh wait, he's in space. Never mind. Ricardo said, at least it will blow up from the trenches of space. Maya said, oh, we're there. Muku said, I think he knew that, Captain Obvious. Ricardo said, Muku, if I wanted you to talk, I would have talked to you. Got it? Muku said, sorry, Master Ricardo. Meanwhile, on the planet's surface, Argo has a vision dream that something happens to Keenan's airship and that she's on it. Argo said, what is going on? Where am I? This doesn't look good. Then she sees Maya, but Maya looks at her like a deer looks at headlights of a vehicle. Maya said, hi there, welcome to your nightmare. That's when Argo sees herself in a shirt and pretty pink princess panties on. Argo said, oh crud, where did these come from? Maya said, they look good on you. Argo said, what are you talking about? Ricardo said, Maya, can you bring your friend to the ship so we can get acquainted? Maya said, I will, Master Ricardo. But then Argo finds herself on Ricardo's airship and wondered what happened. Argo said, why am I here? Let me go. I'll tell you where Twinkle is. Maya said, hello, sweet cheeks. You know you want a kiss. Argo said, but I'm not your type. Ricardo said, she just wants to kiss you, kiss you, kiss you. Argo said, will you please stop kissing me? Maya said, I'm gonna kiss you. But that's when Sasquatch noticed that Argo was tossing and turning. Sasquatch said, what in the heck? Argo said, help, help, stop it, stop kissing me, stop it. Sasquatch said, cousin, what's wrong? Argo, wake up. Please, it's your... That's when Argo grabbed Sasquatch's arm and threw him over her. Argo woke up to realize what she'd done. Sasquatch said, well, that was convenient. Argo said, Sasquatch, I'm so sorry. Sasquatch said, sorry I even bothered. I'll go over here. Eve said, what is it, Argo? What happened? Argo said, I had this weird dream that I was on Keenan's airship, and Maya was there too. But then I was back to Ricardo's airship, and Maya tried to make the moves on me. Eve said, I think you had a nightmare. Argo said, no, I think something bad is going to happen up there. Rico said, what is going on? Eve said, Argo had a vision dream about Keenan's airship and thinks something bad is going to happen. Gorge said, whatever it is, it can't be good. We gotta have someone keep an eye on that sky for anything that happens nearby. Rico said, okay, I'll do it. But only because Argo had that silly dream. Argo said, you wouldn't think it's silly if Maya was trying to make the moves on you. Rico said, no, I think it would be creepy on my part. Besides, don't you wear anything besides that sports bra? It looks tacky. Eve said, first of all, douchebag, I gave her that ever since Ricardo put that dancer's outfit on, and second of all, she didn't have anything else besides those panties she's wearing. Sasquatch said, wait a minute, I thought as a woman grows up, she is done wearing stuff that made them feel like a little girl. But that's when Eve gave Sasquatch that look. Sasquatch said, what? It was a joke. But that's when Eve threw Sasquatch. Eve said, good night, Argo. Don't worry about what anyone says about you. Be true to yourself. Argo said, Eve, can you sleep next to me? I think I need someone like you nearby, just in case. Sasquatch said, thanks for throwing me. I appreciate it. Eve said, it will teach you not to be a smartass. Rico said, at least he knew not to smart off on you again. Eve said, shut up, Rico. Good night. Gorge said, good night, Rico. Sasquatch said, don't worry about it, Rico. Good night. Rico said, oh man, good night. Meanwhile, back at the Rajetti Temple, Master Shaman wondered where his comrades were doing. Master Shaman said, I hope I get my Rajetti jet back from Twinkle and in one piece. It's getting really annoying waiting every single day for its return. Meanwhile, Rico couldn't get any sleep and decided to step out for a walk and contact Shaman from a distance. That's when Shaman got a transmission from Rico. Master Shaman said, now what is it? Hey Rico, what's happening? Rico said, so, this Rajetti cadet, her name is Argo, and she had a vision dream. That's when Master Shaman was stunned to hear that name. Master Shaman said, Argo Monroe? Sydney's long-lost sister? That will make Sydney so happy. What about a vision dream? Rico said, Argo had one, and I'm wondering why she would have such weird dreams. Master Shaman said, vision dreams are no laughing matter. They're visions of what may happen. Rico said, so, what do we do about this problem? Master Shaman said, whatever you do, make sure that my Rajetti jet comes back to me in one piece. You got it? Rico said, yes, buddy. I'll talk to you later. That's when Rico turns around and sees Eve there with that look on her face. Rico said, how long were you there? Eve said, long enough to scold you. Rico said, it's not what it seems. Eve said, you're going to learn about staying in bed when it's time, Rajetti warrior. Meanwhile, Maya showed up on Keenan's airship with Muku and Ricardo's fighter jet to confront Keenan. Muku said, just land in the ship now. Rico said, excellent. Now Maya, I want you to plant a C4 across the whole ship. Muku, I want you to be her eyes and ears during this mission. Maya said, you know the drill. Muku said, oh, there's a drill? You do care. Maya said, haha, Muku, very funny. We'll see how funny it is when I teach you some manners. Muku said, preschooler doesn't get the joke. Maya said, I'll show you a preschooler. Ricardo said, Maya, focus on the mission. Maya said, I'll be back for you. Muku said, don't count on it. Ricardo said, Muku, knock it off. She needs to focus on taking out Keenan and coming back alive. Got it? Got it? That's when Muku gave out a sigh. Muku said, yes, Master Ricardo. That's when Maya boarded Keenan's airship and was in awe at what she saw. Maya said, "Why isn't this your airship, Master Ricardo?" Muku said, "Focus on the mission, Maya." Ricardo said, "Because this piece is so filthy that I would run. Anyways, I gotta get back to my call with Keenan, or he'll suspect something is up." Maya said, "Will do. Talk to you when I succeed." Ricardo said, "I hope so." That's when he ended his call with Maya and Muku. Ricardo said, "Now where was I? Oh yeah, Keenan." That's when Ricardo resumed his call with Keenan. Ricardo said, "Sorry about that. I had to inform them of a problem with that Wilfred dude." Keenan said, "Well, he is pretty irritating." Meanwhile, Maya was walking down the hall of the ship, minding her own business, when all of a sudden a soldier notices someone going through the hall and follows them. The soldier's name is Charles, and he's been one of Count Keenan's hired hands since he was a young lad. Charles noticed a girl going by and followed her. Maya looked all over the ship's main halls and wondered if she was lost. Maya said, "Where in the hell are you, Keenan?" Charles spotted Maya. Charles said, "Hey, can I see your pass?" Maya said, "See this." That's when Maya grabbed Charles by the head and knocked the soldier's head into the wall. Maya said, "One soldier down, several to go." That's when Maya heard soldiers coming and ran for it. One of the soldiers saw Charles on the ground. Kyle said, "Charles, are you okay, buddy?" Charles said, "Dude, there's a trespasser on the ship." That's when Delilah realized what was going on. Delilah said, "Scope the ship for our little trespasser." Deborah said, "I don't think we need to do that." Delilah said, "Speak of the devil. Is that Maya?" Diana said, "That little traitor." Deborah said, "We should report this to Ricardo." Diana said, "You idiot! She works for Ricardo." Delilah said, "Then they're gonna pay." Charles said, "Delilah, it looks like a fighter jet." Diana said, "Oh, someone's here with Maya. Should we pursue them?" Charles said, "You have our full invited attention." Kyle said, "What's the plan, Master Delilah?" Deborah said, "We should attack who's on that fighter jet." Delilah said, "No, we have to set up an ambush on Maya so we can find out who's on that ship. Whoever it is, they might be more powerful than us." So Maya hid in the break room. Kyle said, "Search the entire area. Maya must not be able to get away that easily." Maya said, "So, they want to start trouble. I'll give them trouble." Kyle said, "Are you okay, buddy?" Charles said, "Yes, but as long as I put some ice on this head of mine, I should be good." That is when Maya saw them, that she ducked. So Charles and Kyle looked around for Maya, but then they thought of something. Charles said, "I can't believe it was Maya. If Keenan ever found out it was Ricardo, he would have a hissy fit." Kyle said, "Worse. He might go after Ricardo and those responsible." Charles said, "We need to report to Keenan so he knows what's going on." That's when Maya knew she didn't want Ricardo to be exposed. Maya said, "Not if I have something to say about it." Kyle said, "Maya, surrender, or we'll have no choice but to destroy you." Maya said, "Fat chance." That's when Charles and Kyle attack Maya, but she gets the best of them by grabbing Kyle and Charles and knocking them into each other. Then she took Kyle and threw him on the ground and broke his neck. Charles went to the intercom and tried to alert Keenan when Maya ran to him. Charles said, "Keenan, answer! Maya!" That's when Maya grabbed Charles and bashed his head in with a chair, knocking him out. Keenan said, "Hold on, Ricardo. What is it?" That's when Maya realized that she had to say something, but didn't want to get caught. But after a while, Keenan got concerned. Keenan said, "Hey, do you hear me?" That's when Maya did an impression of his soldiers in a deep voice. Maya said, "Just a false alarm." Nothing happened. Keenan said, "Don't ever call this again unless it's a real emergency. Got it?" Maya in a deep voice said, "Yes, sir." That's when Maya was so relieved that she had to find out where his quarters were. So Maya saw there was a map of the hall. Maya said, "Ooh, where are you on this map?" That's when it pinpointed to the area Keenan was in. Maya said, "Bingo, I have you now. Now to print this map out." When Maya got the machine to print out the map, she followed it to the area he was in. Maya finally reached Keenan's quarters and waited for her orders from Ricardo. But then Maya got a transmission from Muku. Maya said, "What is it?" Muku said, "For some reason, Delilah, Deborah, and Diana found out that I'm in the fighter jet and are waiting for you so they can attack us." Maya said, "Hang in there. I'll be there as soon as I take out Keenan." Diana said, "Oh no, Count Keenan." Muku said, They're coming your way. Maya said, I'll keep that in mind. Deborah said, if Maya hurts one little hair on Master Keenan, I swear. Delilah said, knock it off, Deborah. He'll be fine once we get there. Keenan said, okay, what should I do about Wilfred then? Ricardo said, what do you think should happen? Keenan said, I think we should join forces and take him down. So, is it now or nothing? Ricardo said, nothing. Keenan said, what? That's when Maya snuck up on him. Keenan said, what is the meaning of this? Ricardo, you betrayed me. And with Maya? Let me guess, is Muku here too? Boy, this is such an awful plan of yours. Ricardo said, you should have never tried to fail me. What were you expecting? Keenan said, my entire loyalty to you, but I was wrong. Maya said, Ricardo says he no longer requires your services. Keenan said, then you're gonna die. Maya said, says who? Keenan said, says me. Ricardo said, Maya, stop fooling around and kill him already. So Maya and Keenan went toe-to-toe with each other. Deborah looked right in the break room and saw Kyle's lifeless body on the ground and screamed. Diana said, what's wrong? Delilah said, what even happened here? Charles said, Maya did this. Diana said, oh my God, Charles, you don't look good. Charles said, I think I'm going to die. Diana said, don't you say that. You'll fight this. Deborah said, now who's the sensitive one? That's when Delilah grabbed Deborah and pulled her up against the wall when she said that. End of chapter. If you enjoyed this, do yourself a favor and click the like button. Leave a comment below the screen. Please subscribe to this channel, as Red Jetty Warriors is here to say. Please click the notification bell for new content coming to this channel. And we'll be right back with Chapter 5 of Sasquatch Pearin. Ricardo succeeds. And like always, peace.